could see the video and all. Now I can't see. Kya some challenge is there? I don't know.
मैडम अभी सारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स के वीडियो ऑफ रखे हैं।
नहीं, I could see the chat section and
मैडम देखिए नीचे ना हॉरिजॉन्टल या तो वर्टिकल साइड में आपको 3 डॉट्स दिखेंगे एट द
okay.
बॉटम ऑफ द स्क्रीन और एट द टॉप ऑफ द स्क्रीन। आप टॉप ऑफ द स्क्रीन पे ना कर्सर लेके जाइए, आपको एक स्ट्रिप दिखेगी ऑरेंज कलर की, वहां पे सारे ऑप्शंस है।
Just a minute. I'll just go to my PPT. कर्सर को ऊपर में नहीं दिख रहा है
मैडम जहाँ पे अपना वेबकैम होता है ना, वेबकैम वही
हाँ
वहां पे उसके जस्ट नीचे कर्सर लेके जाइए, आपको जहाँ पे स्टॉप शेयरिंग का वगैरह ऑप्शन दिखेगा।
हाँ
आपके कंप्यूटर में स्टॉप शेयरिंग कहाँ पे दिख रहा है?
हाँ हाँ हाँ
उसी स्ट्रिप में बहुत सारे और ऑप्शंस है।
नहीं दिख रहा, बस ये दिखा रहा है कि वेबएक्स कैम इज शेयरिंग योर स्क्रीन, स्टॉप शेयरिंग, दैट्स ऑल। उसके अलावा कुछ भी ऑप्शंस नहीं दिखा
और
रहा है।
नीचे में म्यूट अनम्यूट वीडियो का वगैरह कुछ नहीं दिख रहा है।
एक is it because of the color of the slide? I'll just that I can't see. एक मिनट, मैं फर्स्ट स्लाइड का कलर चेंज करके देखती हूँ शायद।
नो मैम, आप ना स्लाइड शो बंद करिए, स्लाइड शो पहले ऑफ करिए, नॉर्मल पीपीटी लाइए,
हाँ
फिर वो टैब्स दिखते हैं क्या देखिए। नीचे 3 हॉरिजॉन्टल डॉट्स दिखेंगे, वहां पे भी हो सकता है, या तो फिर चैट बॉक्स का एक आइकॉन ही अलग है। नहीं दिख रहा है क्योंकि पार्टिसिपेंट चैट बॉक्स में लिख रहे हैं।
अगर दिखे व्हेन आई एम हियर तब दिख रहा है, बट
जब पीपीटी मोड में जाते हैं तब नहीं दिख रहा है।
तब नहीं दिख रहा है।
लेट इट बी मैम, अगर आता है कोई क्वेश्चंस तो मैं आपको बताती हूँ, फिर चैट बॉक्स में कुछ क्वेश्चंस आते हैं तो।
हाँ बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
सॉरी, मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स ऐसा भी होता है व्हेन वी आर प्रेजेंटिंग तो चैट बॉक्स साइड में नहीं दिखता है, बट व्हेन समवन पुट्स अ चैट तो एक नोटिफिकेशन आता है दैट यू हैव रिसीव्ड अ मैसेज।
ओके,
इट हैपेंस इन जूम, इसका भी आई थिंक ऐसा हो सकता है। वी विल ट्राई।
But then the thing is that there is a good afternoon everyone, and really looking forward to today's session also. So I'm sure we are all well fed now. Khana wana kha ke we are all ready for some new learnings today. So
Yes,
are we all ready to learn something new?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
yes, ma'am.
Wonderful, wonderful. So let's start with today's session. तो कल हमने क्या क्या किया था? Can we just take a quick recap on what we did yesterday and what we remember of everything that was done yesterday? We started with, we understood we learned about letters, syllables, words, little bit of spelling rules. Yes, and phrases, clauses were just introduced. Yes, and we also learned about foreign words, and we also learned little bit of what a paragraph should be like. So what are mechanics of writing, the technicalities, so introduction to that. So today I'm going to start with a sample paper. जैसे मैंने आपको कल बताया था, आपका कल का question भी था कि how will we know where to change the paragraph? So I am going to start with a sample of writing that I have. आप उसे please पढ़िए और पढ़ने के बाद feedback दीजिए कि what all can be improved in this piece of writing, and then we will see what are the things that we need to incorporate when we are actually writing an article or a paragraph. Is that okay with everyone? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So,
Yes, ma'am.
yes. So, this is the day 2 of Mechanics of Writing, and a big welcome to everyone who is here. So, this is the sample paper. This says it looks like too many words, and just read it. I will read it aloud, and you can give me the feedback. So, in this chapter, this
Ma'am,
is
we are not able
actually
to see the
Sorry to
paper.
interrupt.
Ma'am, we are not able to see.
okay.
Ma'am,
Okay,
screen
okay.
sharing is off.
Just a minute, I'll just check that again. Share, application. Just give me a second. It was showing a while ago, but now I don't know what's happened. Just a minute. Screen is not okay. So, just a minute. Can you see the screen now?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it visible?
Yes,
So this
ma'am.
is the mechanics of writing, day 2, and this is the sample. Can you see this now?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
just reading it aloud. I'm just reading it aloud. In this chapter, the basic concepts, embedded system types, challenges and issues while embedded system testing, problems occurring while testing of embedded system, and how it is different than normal software or hardware testing is discussed. Is this sentence okay, or there are some changes that can be brought about in this sentence? What would you say?
Ma'am, sentence is too long. We can,
Okay.
break in some sub sentences.
Okay, okay. So, like we were talking about ideas, connecting ideas yesterday, right? So, in this, when you read, acha, in this chapter, kya hai? That's a phrase. The basic concepts, another phrase. Embedded system types, another phrase. So, yesterday we learned about phrases, right? So, these are all the phrases. Too many phrases are clubbed together. Now, what's happening? When I read this, I understand that the basic concepts, one phrase is being discussed. Then, what is the other thing it's talking about? Embedded system types. That means types of embedded systems. So, first the concept and then the types. What is the third phrase talking about? Challenges and issues while embedded system testing. Now, how is this third phrase connected with the first two? How is it connected? The first two are talking about the concept, the types, and third is talking about system testing. Where is system testing introduced in this? So, are you getting this incoherence, logical progression that I was talking about yesterday? Suddenly, interpretational error can arise because I've not understood what's there. This is disconnection in idea. There's disconnect in ideas. So, the third phrase is talking about something completely different which has not been introduced as yet. Then the second phrase after that, problems occurring while testing of embedded system. Now this is related to the second phrase and how it is different than normal software or hardware testing is discussed. Oh, now I get to know that actually challenges and issues, this is a completely different thought. So there are actually the first thought is of the basic concepts. The second thought is of embedded system types. Then the challenges of embedded system testing, then problems that test while one faces while testing of embedded system, and what is the difference between normal software and or hardware set testing. What is different? Embedded system testing, how is it different from this and this? So after a lot of mental friction and interpretational error, I am coming to this conclusion that this is what maybe the writer is wanting to convey. So these small phrases can be rearranged. The clauses can be rearranged, and then the meaning can be brought out more clearly. Is that okay what I'm just explaining to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand what's happening? The basic system types it's talking about, then it's talking about it's talking about the concept. तो अगर आप concept introduce कर रहे हो, types introduced कर रहे हो, तो आपका third thought should be related to these two. But what has happened in your third phrase, you're talking about something which is not even mentioned in the first two phrases. So the writer is not going to understand what's being conveyed. And that is, this is not very, I would say, a very effective piece of writing. Let's look at the other challenges. So, what's happening next? Next sentence says, is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Then Yeah, then it says it focuses on the design and development of the embedded system. Now I am confused. What's confused? What's focusing? So I remember, okay, in the first sentence, the first phrase was this chapter. So this chapter focuses on the design and development of embedded system, because there are so many phrases, so many dependent clauses that I lost complete track of what was there. So what's the next after that? Now it is focusing on the design and development of embedded systems. Okay. What's the next? The brief cycle of testing is discussed here. So first it is focusing on the design and development. तो आप ये सोचोगे कि इसी पे थोड़ा और शायद राइटर लिखना चाहेगा, बट राइटर लिख रहा है सडनली ब्रीफ साइकिल ऑफ टेस्टिंग. अब ये ब्रीफ साइकिल ऑफ टेस्टिंग जो फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ फर्स्ट लाइन में आया था, ये तो ऑलरेडी आ गया था कि टेस्टिंग ऑफ एम्बेडेड सिस्टम. Now it is mentioned that the brief cycle of testing is discussed. Up आया, what is embedded system type? What is embedded system testing? Its type. How it is different? Again, repetition आ गया. Because the same sentence was already there, how it is different from normal hardware, software, and testing, and what are the issues considered in embedded system testing. तो कल जो मैंने आपको एग्जाम्पल दिया था कि हम एक मॉल में शॉपिंग करने के लिए गए और विदाउट प्लानिंग चले गए. सो आई first went to the grocery store, then I went to the gadget store, then I realized अरे ये तो मैं भूल गई थी. I came back again to the grocery store, then I went to some other section, home linen section, and then I came back again to grocery store. So this is what I can see actually taking place here. Again हम इसमें normal software and hardware testing में आ गए. Issues considered in embedded system testing have been discussed here. अब आ रहा है, this is all like I can say one idea. Now the chapter consists of research gap and the need for research work. This chapter discusses the processes and techniques used, aim of the research, research objectives, research scope, issue arrives, and the parameters considered while performing research work. Relevant approaches suitable to this research work are discussed in this chapter. It also includes the outline. अब this chapter इससे पहले देखिए the chapter, फिर this chapter, फिर this chapter. तो हम दिस चैप्टर को क्या बोल सकते हैं? इट. It also includes the outline and major outcome of the thesis. तो ये piece तो है, writing piece is there, but it lacks coherence and cohesion because इसमें unity नहीं है, इसमें flow नहीं है, इसमें natural progression और logical progression of thoughts नहीं है. Ideas are not connected to each other. Are you getting this, what I'm saying? What would you say? What I would like to know your feedback on this piece of writing that I have just shared with you. Maybe there are certain points which you would like to, express from your side. आपको क्या लगता है इसमें? अगर हम यही चीज बोलकर समझा रहे होते तो शायद हमारी भाषा इजीली समझ में आ जाती, क्योंकि बोलने में हमारी बातें इजीली बॉडी लैंग्वेज होती है. पर once I put it on paper and it's in black and white and the reader is only going to read what I have written. So many times papers have to be sent abroad, research papers have to be sent abroad. आपके foreign journals में papers जाते होंगे और वहां पे the reader who is reading, if they cannot understand what's expressed, then the paper is not going to be accepted. It has to be, like I said, coherent and the ideas all connected together. Anybody, please give your feedback. What do you have to say about this? And if we have to make any changes in this, then how will we do it? What changes can be brought about? Can you please quickly share your feedback on this? आप मुझे यहाँ पे chat box में बता सकते हैं कि if there is any feedback.
To improve this writing piece, we can talk about the systems first, and then the issues arise, and then the technicalities. That means we can have a flow in the writing, so that the message goes clear.
Absolutely. So this is the original piece on the left hand side, and this is with a little modification. So in this chapter, the basic concepts and types of embedded systems are discussed. Easy to understand? Yes?
Yes.
Right,
It
ma'am.
explains. What does it explain? So first is discussed. अब discussion के बाद explanation आता है. तो it explains the problems, challenges and issues of testing embedded system. फिर आपने डिस्कस कर लिया, एक्सप्लेन कर लिया, फिर डिस्क्रिप्शन. सो इट ऑल्सो डिस्क्राइब्स. आप पहले ही डिस्क्राइब्स नहीं लिख सकते, आप पहले ही एक्सप्लेन शायद नहीं लिख सकते. पहले आप उसको इंट्रोड्यूस करते हैं, तो पहले आप डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, फिर आप एक्सप्लेन कर रहे हैं, फिर आप डिस्क्राइब कर रहे हैं. So it also describes what's meant by embedded system testing and how is it different from testing normal software or hardware. It highlights the difficulty in handling the brief life cycle of testing embedded systems, the research gaps, and the need for research. अब it connect हो रहा है ना in this chapter. अब बहुत बार it आ गया, तो the chapter focuses on designing and developing a new approach to test embedded systems. पहले आपने बताया what is it, what are the challenges, now what is the solution. So the chapter focuses on designing and developing a new approach to test embedded system. And it also elucidates the aim of the research, processes and techniques used, objectives and discussion scope. It gives a brief outline of the thesis and the major outcomes expected. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Yes?
Very clear. Yes.
Very
Yes, ma'am.
clearly logical progression. So कल हमने जो coherence और cohesion की बात की थी, is it clear with this example?
Yes,
What
ma'am.
Yes,
is
ma'am.
incoherent? What is
Yes, ma'am.
coherent?
Yes, ma'am.
Cohesion is how everything is connected to each other. You
Each
know,
other.
एक एक आइडिया से आपका नेक्स्ट आइडिया कैसे प्रोग्रेस हो रहा है. So that is why I thought I would start with this example. So I think it brings a little clarity about how our writing piece should be and why should we understand how to connect ideas together. So, and that is why planning is very important. So, I'm going to start with conjunctions today. So, this is all called linking. लिंकिंग माने आपका जैसे मैं ये आप रोड पे जा रहे हो, अब सीधी 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 रोड जा रही है, आप आगे बढ़ते जा रहे हो, आगे बढ़ते जा रहे हो, एंड देन सडनली यू हैव टू टेक अ टर्न. So for taking the turn from one signal to another also, you have to continuously, you cannot just walk in a straight line. कभी कर्व्स आते हैं, कभी ट्विस्ट आते हैं, कभी टर्न्स आते हैं, तो आप उसमें अपने डायरेक्शन चेंज करके यू कीप प्रोग्रेसिंग. In your writing also, you cannot write in a linear progression all the time. आप लिखते हो, फिर आपको टर्न ट्विस्ट करने पड़ते हैं आपके आइडियाज, तो इनको लिंक करना पड़ता है. अगर जैसे हमने पहले देखा सेंटेंस में, अगर लिंक ही नहीं है, तो I will not get a track of what the writer is wanting to say. So these linking words are very important, very, very important. So linking words ko, there is another word for linking words, and they are known as conjunctions. So how many are redundancy will make the reader lose interest? Very, very good. Yes, I'm now switching between my PPT and this chat section so that I can keep a track of exactly what the comments are saying. Yes. So redundancy will make the reader lose interest. I can see this comment is from Gaurav sir. Gaurav sir, can you please elaborate on this a little? What is redundancy here? Gaurav sir? Redundancy here is redundant words which are not needed. And putting those words in your writings will make, so anything which is not required, which is not in use, becomes redundant. So I'm facing issues with my mic. Okay, so anything which is redundant is not needed. So if we are putting in those phrases and clauses and words which are not needed, it will definitely make the reader lose interest. So that's a good remark. Yes. So, like I was saying, so conjunctions are the linking words. Now, conjunctions, do you know how many kinds of conjunctions are there? My PPT is not visible. I am just going back to my PPT. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
It's visible now? Yes. So, कल हमने जैसे अभी इसमें हमने देखा phrases. So let's understand this a little better first. Phrases, and then we will do more things. So जैसे in this chapter मैंने कहा it's a phrase. The basic concepts is another phrase. Embedded system types is another phrase. Is that clear? So we are learning more about phrases. So phrase is a grammatical term referring to a group of words that do not include a subject and verb. So a cool afternoon, waiting outside for you, eating ice cream, a hot day, a good way to cool off, to build the roof, in the kitchen, all these are phrases. You will find my mom is not the phrase because it's my subject verb aa gaya. In the kitchen, to build the roof, all these are phrases. Is that clear? Because there is no subject, no verb there. अब हम आते हैं clauses पे. Please
Ma'am,
understand
eating,
this.
waiting are the verbs, right?
Yes.
Are these
Eating, Yes, eating, waiting are verbs. I know. May I know your name, ma'am, please?
Meenal.
Are you Meenal? Meenal. Okay. So eating and waiting are verbs, but they can sometimes be the nouns also. Gerunds, they are known as. Is that what you are asking? Yes, absolutely. We have already got this answer. So when can they be gerunds? They're called the part. When can they be the gerunds? Gerunds are what are gerunds? Gerunds are nouns. So when verbs are used as nouns, they are called gerunds. Performed absolutely, Reena ma'am, wonderful, very nice. So what is happening here? Whenever, like suppose if I say I am reading a book, so I am reading a book. Yeah, I am writing a research article. So writing is with a helping verb. Am writing, am reading, are going, is playing. So that is that then it is performing the function of verb. But if I say writing is a hobby, writing research articles gives me a lot of happiness. So writing here or
Okay,
writing
okay.
is fun. If I say writing is fun, suppose I say writing is fun. अब writing इसमें क्या हो गया?
Noun, it means gerund. Got it, ma'am.
Gerund हो
Yes.
गया ना? हाँ. Reading. Reading is a good hobby.
Right.
Noun हो गया.
So,
Swimming is good
noun.
for health. तो
Yes, ma'am.
I go I so swimming is good for health. तो क्या होता है कि whenever like I'm looking forward to seeing you. अब ये भी आजकल हम लोग जैसे to के साथ we say कि verb का ing form नहीं लगता है. But when it comes to seeing somebody, I'm looking forward to seeing you. तो seeing you क्यों बोलते हैं? वो इसलिए बोलते हैं कि आई एम लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू समथिंग एंड थिंग इज अ नाउन सो सी का gerund form is seeing, so that is why seeing you is used, not I'm looking forward to see you. So looking forward to something. So gerund, of course, I mean, it's very important to understand how they function. And maybe if we get time, we can discuss more about it. So let's get back to our phrases and clauses first, and then we will see how we can join our phrases and clauses together. All right? Yes? So phrases, clauses is a group of words that includes a subject and a verb, and it's usually part of a sentence. So here in this sentence, I graduated last year has one clause. When I came here, I saw him. Please understand this very, very clearly, and you should have no confusion in this because this forms the basis of good writing. So understanding clauses, understanding phrases. So this is an independent clause. The first one, I graduated last year. The second one में दो clauses हैं. Now can anybody tell me why are there two clauses in the second sentence?
Dependent and independent,
Huh?
because one is dependent on another, but that is one is independent, another is dependent.
Yes, पर वो तो ठीक है, पर इसमें दो सब्जेक्ट है. I came here, तो I एक सब्जेक्ट है, came एक वर्ब है. I saw him, again a subject and a verb. So if there are two subjects, two verbs in a sentence, then it becomes a two clause sentence. और इन two clauses में एक clause dependent है, एक clause independent है. When I came here, I saw him and he greeted me. अब इसमें क्या हो गया? 3 clauses हो गए. Please, somebody's mic is on. Could you please mute? तो इसमें क्या हुआ? I came. I subject, came verb. I saw. I subject, saw verb. He greeted. Subject, verb. तो इसमें I came, I saw, he greeted, 3 different subjects हैं, 3 different verbs हैं, तो ये 3 clauses हैं. That is how we have to identify clauses. I graduated, 1 subject, 1 verb, 1 clause. When I came here, I saw him. 2 subjects, 2 verbs, 2 clauses. When I came here, I saw him and he greeted me. 3 subjects, 3 verbs, 3 clauses. As simple as that. Okay? So dependent and independent clause. Dependent clauses are when the president arrives because I can't wait for the bus, as if he knew what was going to happen. Then his sister can, if you can work on some. तो इन सब में एक subject है, एक verb है. एक subject है, एक verb है. एक subject है, एक verb है. He knew. I can't wait. President arrives. His sister can. You can work. The sun sets. Flowers continue to bloom whenever you come to visit. So subject भी है, verb भी है. इसलिए ये clauses हैं, but they are not independent clauses because they are not standing on their own. Independent clauses में again subject और verb को देखिए. Mumbai is a crowded city. I may travel to Chandrapur next week. So these are independent clauses. Okay, let's see. ये picture, a picture speaks 1,000 words. So this is a phrase. It is not able to stand on its own. इसको खूब सारा support चाहिए. So phrases may contain a subject or a verb, but they will not have both. Sometimes we may have a phrase with just a subject or just a verb. पर अगर subject verb है तो वो या तो independent clause है या dependent clause है. That we have to identify. और ये देखें independent clause कैसा, independently, strongly, it is standing on its own with a complete thought, does not need any kind of support. So phrases need more support, dependent clauses need support, and independent clause stands on its own. Simple? Are we clear with this? Because you
Yes,
are
ma'am.
going to listen to these terms again and again.
Yes, ma'am.
Phrases, clauses, dependent clauses, independent clauses, ये बार बार आने वाले हैं, तो हमने सोचा पहले आपको हम ये clear कर दें. So phrases can be with a subject or a verb, but cannot have both. If they both are there, then it's either an independent clause or a dependent clause. Then we will check whether the sentence is standing on its own. If it's standing on its own, it's an independent clause. If it is not standing on its own, then it's a dependent clause. Simple. Okay? So we go to the next one. So now, like I said, अब ये इतने सारे phrases, इतने सारे clauses, इतना सारा confusion, how to write and how to link them together. So we have all this support system जो इधर इधर दिख रहा है ना, वो अब आने वाला है. So this support system is in the form of conjunctions, and we are first going to be doing coordinating conjunctions. So you have to remember fanboys. क्या याद रखना है? Fanboys. Fanboys is an acronym for all the conjunctions. So F, I'm referring to this fanboys. So F stands for. A and, N nor, B but, O or, yet, Y for yet, and S for so. So I am going to ask you a question. So fanboys are conjunctions. They are the coordinating conjunctions. Can anybody tell me what are coordinating conjunctions? Nal ma'am can share, or Reena ma'am can share. Anybody who is interested in, language, anybody can share. What a coordinating conjunction is.
Conjunctions which join two clauses. One of the clauses can be independent and one of the clause is dependent. So these conjunctions help to join the clauses to make a complete sentence.
That's absolutely correct. So one is coordinating, and I just shared fanboys with everyone. So fanboys ke they are definitely joining two clauses. That is absolutely correct. For की अगर हम बात करें, तो when is for used? For can be a preposition also, and for can be a conjunction also. So how will we know the difference between a conjunction and a preposition? सेंटेंस में for का मतलब होता है रीजन, इसके लिए. तो जैसे मैं एग्जांपल देती हूँ, I reached office late for I had missed the bus. I have brought this for you. तो पहला वाला सेंटेंस क्या था? I reached office late for I missed the bus. Two clauses join हुए, तो ये for conjunction हो गया. And I brought this for you. It is showing a relationship, so it is a preposition. So that's the difference between preposition and conjunction. So for का मतलब reason. तो जब हम किसी रीजन के बारे में बताते हैं, क्योंकि जैसे मैंने कहा कि हमारी राइटिंग इज फुल ऑफ ट्विस्ट्स एंड टर्न्स, तो उसके रास्ते में क्या क्या चीजें आ सकती हैं? उसके रास्ते में आ सकता है रीजन, किस कारण से, फॉर. एंड कब आएगा? In addition to something. So let's see how are these used. So for, we listened eagerly for he brought news of our families. She did not speak to anyone and nobody spoke to her. I don't expect children to be rude, nor do I expect to be disobeyed. They rushed to the hospital, but they were too late. I will go shopping or I will go camping. Kelly was a convicted criminal, yet many people admired him. So he was hungry, so he bought himself a sandwich. I can't see the last sentence, but I just made it up. For, आप for के आगे लिख सकते हैं reason. रीजन क्या होता है? कॉज. तो रीजन और कॉज, कॉज से आता है बिकॉज. तो फॉर जहां यूज होता है वो जो भी कारण है उसके लिए. अब रीजन है तो उसका कुछ इफेक्ट भी होगा, तो सो शोज द इफेक्ट एंड शोज द एडिशन, nor shows negation, but shows contrast, or also shows contrast, and yet shows surprise contrast. तो यहाँ पे देखेंगे जैसे सरप्राइज कंट्रास्ट माने समथिंग विच इज नॉट expected to be there, but like he was a convicted criminal, so people should hate him. Yet many people admired him. So that's a surprise contrast. They rushed to the hospital. अब यहाँ पे idea turn हो गया. And they should have saved him. But they were too late. The patient may not have survived. She did not speak to anyone. This is the same idea progressing. She did not speak to anyone, and logical progression is nobody spoke to her. So when it is in addition, same thought continuing, तब आप and लगा सकते हो. But when there is a contrast, opposite of what was expected to happen, then you will use but or yet. और जब कुछ भी नहीं है, then it is nor. And when there is an option, there is or. And for and so, like I said, reason and cause and effect. So these are the coordinating conjunctions. Coordinating conjunctions join two independent clauses. So is that clear?
Yes, madam.
है ना. कोऑर्डिनेटिंग कंजंक्शंस हम लिखते लिखते हम आइडियाज एक्सप्रेस कर रहे हैं, और अगर हम सेम आइडिया एक्सप्रेस कर रहे हैं तो हम क्या यूज करेंगे, एंड. अगर हम कंट्रास्ट यूज कर रहे हैं तो वहां पे बट, येट, हाउएवर, नेवरदलेस, तो और भी कंजंक्शंस होते हैं. नाउ आई एम कमिंग टू द नेक्स्ट सेक्शन. ये थे कोऑर्डिनेटिंग कंजंक्शन. तो कोऑर्डिनेटिंग माने they join two independent clauses. इसमें the second type is subordinate. तो subordinate में dependency is there. Coordinate में they are coexisting. So I am independent, you are independent, but we can together create a thought, an idea. So let's use some conjunction and express whatever one is wanting to express. So they both are equal. So coordinating conjunction में both the clauses are independent clauses. Both the clauses can stand on their own. They are just, expressing either a contrast or addition or surprise element or options or negation or anything of such sorts. अब आते हैं subordinating conjunctions पे. तो subordinating conjunctions क्या होंगे, क्योंकि subordinating आ रहे हैं, इसका मतलब एक independent आ रहा है और दूसरा क्या आएगा, दूसरा क्या आएगा, डिपेंडेंट आएगा. एक इंडिपेंडेंट आ रहा है तो दूसरा डिपेंडेंट आ रहा है. तो हमारे कोऑर्डिनेटिंग कंजंक्शंस में आपने एक चीज नोटिस की, कॉमा का यूज. डिड यू नोटिस द यूज ऑफ कॉमा? प्लीज इसको बहुत ध्यान से देखिए. हर कोऑर्डिनेटिंग कंजंक्शन के पहले कॉमा आ रहा है. यस.
Yes.
You were just now telling that while we were doing coordinating conjunctions, that both these phrases were supposed to be independent, right? But then I find that am I audible, ma'am?
Yes.
I just wanted to read the third sentence. I don't expect children to be rude, nor do I expect to be disobeyed. The next, the sentence after nor doesn't seem to be independent.
हाँ नहीं, तो इसको ये दो सेंटेंसेस क्या हैं? आई डोंट एक्सपेक्ट चिल्ड्रन टू बी रूड, आई डोंट एक्सपेक्ट टू बी डिसओबेड.
So do
आई
is not
डोंट
going to.
एक्सपेक्ट. हाँ, सो आई डोंट का नॉर हो गया है ना.
Correct.
दैट इज
Okay.
है ना.
Correct.
So
Yes, ma'am.
very
Yes.
very good question and very good observation. So we listened eagerly. Full stop. He brought news of our families. बढ़िया. She
Yeah.
didn't speak to anyone. Full stop. Nobody spoke to her.
Spoke to her. Right.
They rushed to the hospital. Full stop. They were too late.
Yeah.
I will go shopping. Full stop. I will go camping. And so these are all independent clauses. But
Correct.
remember, when you're using coordinating conjunctions, then you are using a comma before the coordinating conjunction. That is
Yes, ma'am.
very very important rule. अगर आपने बिना कॉमा के coordinating conjunction को use कर लिया, it can be a grammatically incorrect sentence construction. So remember this rule. Okay, I'm going to be doing this in detail, but for the time being. Okay, so now we come to subordinating conjunction. Yes, so subordinating conjunctions, again, like I shared with you, कि ये conjunctions किन किन चीजों में इनके functions क्या होते हैं. तो इनके functions होते हैं जब certain ideas are being expressed. So subordinating में they are going to be one independent and one dependent. When you are comparing, when you are showing time, when you are showing concession, when it is a relative pronoun. Reason का मैंने आपको बताया था, because होता है, since होता है, so that होता है, in order to होता है, as होता है ना, और for अपना coordinating conjunction है. Condition हो सकती है, place हो सकता है, relative adjective हो सकता है, और manner हो सकता है. So these are all subordinating conjunctions with their respective functions. अब सबऑर्डिनेटिंग कंजंक्शंस में क्या होगा, जैसा हमने कहा, there is going to be a dependent clause and there is going to be an independent clause. इसमें comma usage is different. तो वो हम we will be learning about it and I'll explain to you why is it different. Okay, and how is it different. Just keep that in mind. इसका comma usage is clear. This comma usage is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
इसका
Yes,
इसका
madam.
subordinating conjunctions का comma usage is different from coordinating, so we will be doing this in detail. I'll explain to you. अभी के लिए हमें खाली ये याद रखना है कि these are the subordinating conjunctions. अब इसको याद रखने के लिए ये easy है कि हम इनको याद रख लें. जो जो ये नहीं है वो subordinating में आ जाते हैं. Okay? और अब मैं आपको और भी बताना चाहती हूं कि sometimes we use therefore, however, also, meanwhile, otherwise. These are called conjunctive adverbs. अब इनमें और conjunctions में क्या फर्क है? So coordinating conjunctions and subordinating conjunctions we have got some idea about. We will be doing exercises, but there is a third category of linking words or sentences or phrases, which is conjunctive adverbs. So why are these different from the other two? है ना? तो जैसे मैंने आपको subordinating conjunction के example दिया, suppose after. Let's take up an example from here. Which example would you like to take up? After का ले लेते हैं, और as soon as का ले लेते हैं, या rather than, though, although. Which one should we take up? Let's take up although. Okay? Although he worked hard, he still did not clear the examination. So although he worked hard, he still did not clear the examination. I can use it this way, or I can say he did not clear the examination although he worked hard. So ये sentences आपके clauses shift हो गए. तो subordinating conjunctions में आप clauses को shift कर सकते हैं. After the train had left, they went home. They went home after the train had left. So anything, if I were a butterfly, I would travel the world. I would travel the world if I were a butterfly. Anything. So everywhere you will see that the sentences, clauses can be interchanged. But with conjunctive adverbs, clauses cannot be interchanged. So examples are, my parents are out of town, therefore I stayed with my aunt and uncle. I cannot say, therefore I stayed with my aunt and uncle, my parents are out of town. Can we interchange the clauses?
Oh.
We cannot.
No, ma'am.
We cannot, है ना? And another important thing is, see the use of semicolon. So यहाँ पे पहले semicolon आ रहा है, then the conjunctive adverb, and then the comma. So my brother wants to go to the park. However, it is raining. I cannot start. However, it is raining. My brother wants to go to the park. Not interchangeable. She wants vanilla ice cream. I also want vanilla ice cream. I also want a vanilla ice cream. She wants vanilla ice cream. Cannot do that. So these are different from subordinating or coordinating conjunctions. So these are heavily used in academic writing. So we should be very careful about the usage. And again, like I said, please use the please notice the punctuation marks. The semicolon comes before the linking word, and after that there is a comma. Okay? Before, meanwhile, before, therefore, however, के यहाँ पे full stop आ गया. अगर if the full stop was not there, there would have been a semicolon and then a comma. And
Hello, ma'am.
yes,
Hello, ma'am. Somewhere
yes,
is a semicolon, somewhere full stop, then comma.
yes, yes. So I'm just explaining to you. Very good question. Wonderful. So let's see. Therefore में तो कोई confusion नहीं है.
No.
Meanwhile में कोई confusion नहीं है. Otherwise में कोई confusion नहीं है. In तीनों में semicolon and then the comma is there, right? Yes. In the second one, there will be this full stop can be replaced by a semicolon. And however it is raining is, I mean the sentence H जो है वो small हो जाएगा and the sentence is correct. She wants ice cream, semicolon. I also want vanilla ice cream. That can also be correct. So semicolon, colon or comma के we are going to be learning the all the usage. क्या क्या कहाँ कहाँ use हो सकते हैं, and more examples will be coming up. This is just the introduction. So conjunctive adverbs, therefore, however, moreover, otherwise, and also we have to remember the acronym THAMO for this. This THAMO, ये याद रखिए. ठीक है? Clear? Are we clear with this? What we have done till now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
We have done coordinating conjunctions. We have seen how a comma is used before a coordinating conjunction, and we have also seen subordinating conjunctions, and we have seen conjunctive adverbs. Is we use since instead of therefore, we can interchange the clause. So what do we call since? Since is this is Gaurav sir again. So since is again, what would it be if you can interchange the clause? It will be a subordinating conjunction. So since is a subordinating conjunction. We will just see. Since is already there in the subordinating conjunction section. Should be there. Yes, reason. Can you see that? Since is a subordinating conjunction. So very good question. I'm really very happy that questions are coming up. Please keep raising your doubts. So Gaurav sir, is that clear? Your since is a subordinating conjunction. There's no doubt about that. It's that. And so wherever we are changing the clauses, it can be subordinating, and where are two independent clauses, then it's a coordinating. Where clauses cannot be interchanged, it's conjunctive adverb. This is broadly speaking. Okay, so exceptions may be there, but broadly speaking, we can follow this. So, shall we go to the next section? Preeti ma'am, let me know when will we be taking a break, because I can just go on and on.
मैडम अभी ब्रेक लेंगे क्या 5 मिनट का?
बिल्कुल अभी ले लेते हैं 5 मिनट का ब्रेक डेफिनेटली
करते हैं बाद में लास्ट तक.
हाँ
वैसे भी 3 o'clock हो गए हैं ना, अभी 5
हाँ.
मिनट का ब्रेक ले लेते हैं, देन वी विल कंटिन्यू. पार्टिसिपेंट
Yes.
आपको चलेगा?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
थोड़ा सा रिफ्रेशमेंट ले लीजिए, पानी वगैरह, देन वी विल मूव
हाँ.
फर्दर. ओके?
Yes. Okay. Okay. Okay, shall we start?
जी मैडम.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So welcome back everyone, and we will just continue where we had stopped. So any questions till now? Okay. So when there are no questions, it's a little scary. So we
हो डॉक्टर म्हणत होतेस की वाट पाहता म्हणजे कसं काय होत राहतं म्हणजे ऑब्विसली लक्ष ठेवा बेबी मोमेंट
बाकी पार्टिसिपेंट्स
3
म्यूट करिए.
तास म्हणजे 3 तास हल्लं वगैरे नाही बेबी
जी मैम, प्लीज कंटिन्यू मैम.
okay. So अब हमने ये भी देख लिया what are clauses, हमने ये भी देख लिया what are the joining words, linking words. Now we are going to learn how to join the clauses. Okay? So there are certain rules for that. हाँ, तो जब भी आप लिखेंगे तो आप पहले phrases, आप पहले words को सोच सकते हैं, words को phrases बना सकते हैं, phrases को clauses बना सकते हैं, clauses independent dependent बना सकते हैं, फिर आप उनको join कैसे करेंगे और फिर आपके sentences बनेंगे. So let us see how to join the clauses. तो यहाँ पे आपका punctuation आता है. And before that, I just want to show you this. This is a sentence. Can we read this sentence? Now we are coming to joining clauses and understanding punctuation. So this sentence is what is, what is not, is it not? क्या है ये sentence? Is it making any sense? Can you please quickly punctuate it and write your answers in the chat box? Simple सा है. What is, what is, what is not, is it not? इसका क्या मतलब है? What is, what is not, is it not, what is not, I mean something like this. So is it making any sense? You can just write if it is making any sense or if it is, it's not making any sense. We cannot understand what this sentence is. What is, what is not, is it not. But अगर मैंने इसको punctuate कर दिया, तो it will make sense. What is. What is not, is it not? Now does this make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So what changed? Just the punctuation. So this is the importance of punctuation. What is, what is not, is it not? So अब इसमें इन्होंने बहुत सारे again punctuation has changed. So joining clauses पे हम जल्दी से आते हैं. So let's understand how to join the clauses. So हमने, we have already seen the use of semicolon. So when you are using an independent clause to another independent clause, you can do it in 3 ways. तो जब हमने coordinating conjunctions करे थे, उसमें comma और coordinating conjunction था. But if you wish to use it without a comma and a coordinating conjunction, then you can do it only by using a semicolon. So the ice cream shop had an amazing variety of flavors. I could not decide which one to buy. Just a semicolon would do. और अगर सेमीकोलन नहीं होता तो यहाँ पे हम कौन सा कंजंक्शन यूज कर सकते थे? and. Kyunki it had an amazing variety of flavors and I could not decide. Or so I could not decide. Or therefore I could not decide. तो अगर therefore होता तो हम यहाँ पे semicolon therefore comma करते. अगर and होता तो हम खाली comma और and करते. और अगर हमने कोई भी कंजंक्शन नहीं यूज किया है देन सेमीकोलन इज डूइंग द वर्क ऑफ द कंजंक्शन. क्लियर? नेक्स्ट जो हमने पहले एग्जाम्पल में देखा, इफ देयर इज अ कोऑर्डिनेटिंग कंजंक्शन देयर हैज टू बी अ कॉमा बिफोर दैट. The new iPhone was more expensive than I expected, so I had to save for a few more months before purchasing one. So there is a comma before the coordinating conjunction. Okay? These we are joining independent clauses. And the third way is, we have already done this. There are two ways. Yes, the third way would be, just a minute, I'm going backspace. Yes. When the dependent clause yes. So I had to save for a few more months before purchasing one. Now the third way is semicolon, subordinating conjunction and a comma. So ये जो हम subordinating conjunction यहाँ पे बोल रहे हैं, ये हमने इसको conjunctive adverb actually it is. So I think इसको not a subordinating conjunction. We have already discussed, however, is a conjunctive adverb. So we had planned to go to the beach today. However, it was raining. Independent clauses can connect to dependent clauses. अब independent clauses के बाद हमारे dependent clauses पे. Just a minute. I will rather just talk like this. What is, what is not, is it not. Wonderful, Gaurav sir, great, very nice. Just the semicolon is missing here. What is के बाद there could have been a semicolon, and what is not, very nice. Yes, absolutely correct. So, independent clauses, I will just revise, can be joined in three ways. In coordinating conjunctions, with subject, with conjunctive adverbs, or with subordinating conjunctions. अब next आता है, अगर एक dependent है और एक independent है, then what will we do? Can anybody tell me what will we do when there is one dependent and one independent clause? Gaurav sir, Meenal ma'am, Reena Joshi ma'am, anybody, how do we join one dependent and one independent clause? I mean, these two clauses together. Are we there? Hello? Subordinating conjunction. Okay. And can you give me an example? Huh?
Because I was unwell.
Yes, what? So let's see this. There are, like I said, they can be interchanged. तो पहले dependent आ सकता है या पहले independent आ सकता है. If dependent is coming first, then there has to be a comma after that. And if independent is coming first, there has to be no comma after that. That is the rule. Simple rule. So, whether we go to the movies or to the mall, I am happy either way. Dependent clause is coming first, so there is a comma. और अगर हम बोलते आई एम हैप्पी आइदर वे whether we go to the movies or to the mall there would have been no comma. So that is important. Can we do that? Can we see that? Hello, are we there? Hello.
Example, when I go to market, I will meet you there.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Can you please? Could you please repeat the example?
When I go to market, comma, I will meet you there. So when
This is
I go to market is dependent. I separate it from comma and the next clause is independent. I will meet you there.
Absolutely. So, and we can interchange it.
If we interchange it, I will meet you there. I will no. I will meet you there. It cannot come.
I will
I
meet you
will meet
there.
you when I go to market. So it
I
does
will.
not require any comma.
I'll meet you in the market when I go there.
Right.
So then there is no comma. That is the simplest rule. Okay.
Yes. Thanks,
So
ma'am.
yes. So this is what we have to remember. Anybody else? Would you like to share? अगर कुछ आपको clear नहीं हुआ है या anything which you would like to add to what we are doing right now? ये
Sentence can start from because.
It is usually it does मतलब पहले ऐसा बोला जाता था कि because it is also a preposition and that is why we cannot start with that. But आप academic writing में avoid करिए because को वैसे grammatically like I said it cannot be wrong. But आप जब लिख रहे हैं
Grammatically it is not wrong.
it is not.
Like for example, because he was ill, comma, he did not appear for exams.
Absolutely
So
correct
logically,
sentence.
either way it is interchangeable also.
He could
But
not appear for the
they say
exam.
that they should not start with because he was ill.
So because is also a preposition again. So because of him, I could not attend the college. So because is a reason. So it is taught that we cannot start a sentence with because, but academic, like you said, grammatically it is okay if we start. We can avoid though in our academic writing. अगर आप नॉर्मल उसमें लिख रहे हो तो are there any
Are there any
exceptions?
similar like this because?
नहीं तो जैसे because के जैसे since है for है all these so every conjunction every word has a function और वो function we have to identify first. So for what reason are we using this conjunction? So am I giving अब आपके पास इतने सारा आपके पास एक platter है to choose from. So whichever one fits, you can just take that conjunction or that linking word and yes, and just complete your writing. As can be used as, since, because, for, all these, any one of these can be used. As can. So it is entirely up to you how you wish to express. अगर आपका एक word बार बार repeat हो रहा है, you can always go for other words. These are all with the same function, right?
Okay. Okay.
Does this answer your question? Yes. So, but sometimes जैसे nevertheless, however, अब जैसे while, meanwhile, so while actually shows time. They were watching a movie
Your voice is not audible.
Ma'am, can't listen. Hello, ma'am.
मैम आप ऑडिबल नहीं है दिव्या मैम.
हेलो, मैम.
हेलो, आवाज नहीं आ रही मैडम.
हेलो मैम, आप ऑडिबल नहीं हो. दिव्या मैम.
प्रीति मैम, दिव्या मैम का बिल्कुल भी आवाज नहीं आ रहा है.
मैसेज छोड़ना पड़ेगा.
गीति मैम,
हॅलो प्रीती मॅम, कॉल करा ना दिव्या मॅडमला. बिलकुल आवाज नाही येत आहे, पण मॅडम बोलत आहे कंटिन्यू.
प्रीति मैम को पर्सनली कॉल करना पड़ेगा शायद. प्रीति मैम को भी नहीं आवाज आ रही अपनी.
प्रीति मैम को पर्सनल चैट पे भी मैसेज किया है. लेट्स सी.
हेलो मैडम, आई एम ऑडिबल. लखेरा
Yes,
मैडम,
Preeti ma'am, you are audible for us.
मैडम की आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
No ma'am.
मैडम मीटिंग में फिर से ज्वाइन करिए. लखेरा मैडम.
मैम आपको शायद कॉल करके बोलना पड़ेगा, उनको
मेरी
नहीं
आवाज आ रही
सुनाई
है
दे रहा है.
आपको?
हाँ मैम, आपकी आवाज आ रही है.
यस.
मैम आपकी आवाज आ रही है.
वेट
यस मैम, आपकी आवाज आ रही है.
मैं मैडम को कॉल करती हूँ. हेलो मैडम, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है, तो आप क्या करिए, एक बार लीव मीटिंग करिए और फिर से ज्वाइन करिए. अच्छा ठीक है. ओके ओके ओके. हेलो मैं ऑडिबल?
Yes, yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
लखेरा मैडम?
हेलो।
यस मैम, अभी आवाज आ रही है।
अच्छा, ठीक है, ठीक है।
ठीक है,
ओके, ओके।
एक मिनट मैं आपको शेयरिंग के ऑप्शन दे देती हूँ।
हाँ, हाँ, जस्ट I think I don't know how it happened
यस मैडम, वीडियो मुझे
because
अच्छे से दिख रहा था, पता नहीं वॉइस का प्रॉब्लम हो गया था।
हाँ, because my internet तो सब अच्छा चल रहा था. I don't know how it happened. So sorry for this glitch. With
नो
this,
मैम,
I mean all kind of technical
यस मैम,
glitches.
दीज आर टेक्निकल इश्यूज। प्लीज कंटिन्यू
So
मैम।
yes. So कहाँ से I'll just yes, I'll just go to this and is my screen visible?
जी मैम।
Okay, okay. So we were talking about joining clauses और अब हम लोग we are going to be learning about comma. तो comma के मैं आपसे पूछ रही थी कि comma के आपको कहाँ कहाँ पे comma use होता है? Please, can you share where all do we use commas?
Connect two sentences.
Two sentences. टू सेंटेंसेस को अगर आपने कॉमा से ज्वाइन किया और टू सेंटेंसेस मतलब टू इंडिपेंडेंट क्लॉजेस और अगर टू इंडिपेंडेंट क्लॉजेस को आपने कॉमा से ज्वाइन किया तो ये दिस इज कॉल्ड अ रन ऑन सेंटेंस. इट बिकम्स ग्रामेटिकली इनकरेक्ट. So two sentences cannot be joined with a comma. There has to be a semicolon to join sentences. Or like we just saw, a conjunction, a comma and a coordinating conjunction, a semicolon, conjunctive adverb, and a comma after that. So, but we can definitely join words with comma. We can also join phrases with comma. So, words and phrases can be joined, not sentences. Okay? So that is one thing we have to keep in mind. उसके अलावा भी comma के बहुत सारे usages होते हैं. So let's see where all can we do it. So are you ready to learn about? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
I know it is
Yes, madam.
much of
Yes, ma'am.
technicalities, but it is important, yes. So it shows actually a comma is a punctuation mark that indicates a break between different parts of a sentences. So different parts of a sentence. So it can separate words, it can separate phrases, it can also separate clauses. So now are we comfortable with words, phrases and clauses? I'm sure we can relate to these terms now. Yes? So comma can do that. Now, this we have already done, this we have already done, this, instead of going forward, I was going backward. Just a minute. So, commas can be used in lists. And remember, there is a very interesting rule coming here. If there are three or more words in a comma, then we use comma before and. This is something which we have not been taught in schools, but in academic writing, like I said, and से पहले comma use होता है. तो अगर दो words हैं तो नहीं यूज होगा, पर दो से अगर ज्यादा है so comma is used to show a list. So suppose if I say I'm carrying out research in this and this, so comma before that, and that's important. And also another thing, पहले हम ये वाला रूल समझ लेते हैं, then I'll do other rules one by one. So my mother, sister, brother-in-law and nephew visited me. So and ke pehle there is a comma. He planted cabbages, carrots and beans. Carrots के बाद and से पहले comma. This is very very important. ये क्यों important है? Because agar if we do not, now again many a times it depends on the context also, but sometimes ambiguity can arise. Sentences can be very ambiguous if the comma is not used there. So always remember, if there are 3 or more words in a list, you will use a comma before and. Then again, we have done clauses. If your house is for sale, because this is a dependent clause, I would like to buy it. But if we interchange, I would like to buy your house. If it is for sale, then there will be no comma. Having had lunch, they returned to the office. They returned to the office after they had had lunch. So remember, separating clauses in complex sentences. Dependent clause agar pehle aa raha hai, to there is a comma before that. Whenever we are starting a sentence with yes or no, then always there is a comma. So before introductory words like finally and adverbs, if we are starting a sentence with, then you will use a comma. So again, this dependent clause I have already explained to you. Then when we are showing yes, if we are directly addressing someone or something in a sentence, always a comma after that direct address, that's important. Then date. Many people make this mistake. So after this, I'm going to do an exercise. So please pay attention to all the rules that I'm discussing. Then a city and state, always a comma in between. Then before or after quotes. So my mom said comma and then the quotation marks. But if this is first, take this umbrella with you is coming first, then place the comma inside the quotation marks at the end. So commas will always go with quotation marks. We are going to be doing quotation marks in detail, so we will understand more about it. Now I have an exercise for you. Please tell me, this is the exercise. We will have answers after this. So please, I want your answers. Where should commas be placed? Radhika selected a huge, colorful and beautiful painting.
Huge.
After huge, a comma.
Huge, comma,
Use
colorful,
Colorful, comma, and beautiful painting.
and beautiful painting. Okay, okay. The second one.
Running around the house. The
After
dog
house.
was never stopped
Running
by.
around the house.
House,
After
comma.
house.
house. House,
House.
the dog.
Huh. If the opposition should win, our candidate would never have any political future.
Win. After win.
After win.
After win.
Win.
After
After win.
gracefully, lightly, and daintily, the dancer moved across the stage.
Gracefully.
There's already one comma there, but
After gracefully, and
Gracefully.
after lightly.
Right.
okay, okay,
Two
yes.
commas to be added.
Glamour, the women's fashion
Glamour. After
magazine, is
glamour,
very
comma will be there, ma'am.
Glamour, comma.
After glamour.
huh,
Women's magazine.
huh,
Fashion
magazine.
magazine.
Yes.
ma'am.
Joe was
ma'am.
born on May 7,
After May
1955,
7,
and his best.
before
Huh?
the year. Before the
Joe,
year,
May.
ma'am.
comma.
May
May 7, comma,
May 7.
Huh?
1955 also comma.
And his best friend was born exactly 2 months later on July 7, 1955.
Comma.
After 7, the comma should be there.
Okay. Next, Mr. and Mrs. Sharma, my parents' best friends, sat in front of us at the
Sharma.
football game.
After Sharma.
Sharma.
Mr. Sharma.
Mr. Sharma, ma'am.
Comma.
Hmm.
Last one can be
So,
seen.
India became a free country on 15th August 1947. Can you see that?
So after August. After August.
Sorry, India became a free country on 15th August 1947. So 15th, yes, after August, okay,
After August.
1947 and full stop. Yes. So yes, let's see the answers. Radhika selected a huge, colorful, and beautiful painting. Running around the house, opposition should win, gracefully, lightly, and there again, like 2 commas, you were absolutely correct. Glamour, the women's fashion magazine, clear. This is also absolutely correct. And so, very, very good. Very well done. I just want to draw your attention to 2 sentences here. Glamour, the women's fashion magazine. Now, the words inside the comma are giving extra information about glamour, right? So, that is why they are separated by commas. Here, Mr. and Mrs. Sharma, again, what the sentence could have been: glamour, a fashion magazine, is very popular. The woman's fashion magazine is information about glamour. Mr. and Mrs. Sharma sat in front of us at the football game. That could have been a complete sentence. What's extra information? My parents' best friends. So that comes in commas. So whenever you are having this extra information, you always separate that information by adding commas. So this is something we have to always keep in mind, because we will be doing that. Then, yes, huh?
In rights bibliography, mostly there can comma वहाँ पे ज़्यादा इस तरह की यूज करते हैं ना comma bibliography या
Huh?
references.
Hello, yes,
In
I can't, its voice is not very clear. Yes, huh?
hello, am I audible?
Yes,
In bibliography,
huh?
usually we use comma, na?
हाँ, so
Reference.
bibliography का I will share the nitty-gritties of bibliography tomorrow with you, and to tell you where to use the commas and how to use the commas. Yes, you use commas there, definitely. Hello?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So, again, like here, you can win a self-help book by Shiv Khera. Now, again, this is the extra information. You Can Win is a bestseller, but a self-help book by Shiv Khera is a bestseller. So this extra information is given. So it is also known as a positive. But चलिए वो छोड़ दीजिए. अब now we are coming to semicolon. So semicolon also indicates a break or a pause. Actually, anything we are reading or we are talking, तो हमें याद कैसे रहता है? So neuroscience says that anything which is broken into chunks is easily remembered. तो चंकिंग हो जाती है, जैसे हमारे सेक्शंस बन जाते हैं, जैसे नंबर्स भी हम जब मोबाइल नंबर्स भी याद करते हैं and somebody tells us to get a 10-digit number, in first go we cannot remember that 10-digit number, but when that number is broken into three digits की ऐसे ऐसे 750 819 ऐसे, then the brain registers it quickly. So what happens, we are grouping those numbers together and then the brain is very comfortable with receiving that information. तो कॉमा और पंक्चुएशन मार्क्स भी हमारी जो भी राइटिंग है उसको चंक कर देते हैं. They break it into smaller sections so that the brain can understand and assimilate that information easily. Without break, if a huge sentence, a lengthy sentence, or too much of information is given, we cannot register that information, no processing can take place, and hence no learning will actually take place. So punctuation marks do this chunking and grouping in a sentence so that it becomes easier for us to understand, to grasp what's happening. Now, comma, again, it gives a break. So you remember this portion, now this portion, now this and this. So for commas will do that. But every time a comma cannot be used because some breaks are very small breaks, some breaks are larger breaks. So then semicolon steps in. So when there are tiny breaks, even in reading, like suppose if you're reading about something, there's a comma, you're supposed to pause for 2 seconds. If there is a full stop also shows a break. So full stop shows a longer break. But what about a break which is in between a full stop and a comma? There comes your hero semicolon. So semicolon says, okay, I'm there. You can rely on me. So all these punctuation marks are actually showing breaks. So comma, the smallest break. Full stop, the longest break. And in between comma and full stop marches in the semicolon, which is a little stronger than the comma, but not as strong as the full stop. So that is the function of semicolon. Now, it indicates a break or a pause. And whenever there's a break or a pause, take a breath there and like, so suppose if I read this sentence without any punctuation mark, I'll visit you tomorrow, you can give me your final decision then. अब क्या समझ में आएगा? कुछ नहीं समझ में आएगा. But when I read it with the punctuation marks, I will visit you tomorrow. Pause. You can give me your final decision then. So understood कि भैया there are two ideas. So always we have to keep the listener or the reader in mind. She and now, because these are two independent clauses, a semicolon is doing a wonderful job here. I'll visit you tomorrow and you can give me your final decision then there should have been a comma before and. But because we are not using any subordinating conjunction or a coordinating conjunction or a conjunctive adverb, so just a semicolon is standing all by itself. She ran along the beach and the others followed her. ऐसा भी बोल सकते हैं, or we can just say she ran along the beach, the others followed her. So remember, this is the function, very, very important to understand why these punctuation marks are very important. Can you see the screen? Is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So, now it is visible. Earlier it was not.
Now it is
So,
visible, ma'am. Semicolon वाली slide है.
हाँ. So I'll visit you tomorrow. You can give me, you're fine. So whenever you are reading, whenever you are writing, understand that the semicolon is saying something to you. And be smart enough to catch that message. नहीं तो हमारी body language इतने messages भेजती रहती है, which we are very quick at interpreting and understanding. So similarly, these punctuation marks, they are they are given this analogy. They are like the body language, because the written language otherwise cannot communicate to us in a very effective manner. So wherever it is a pause, a punctuation mark will be there. Then, however, therefore, in addition, otherwise, all this I've already explained to you. So let's do an exercise. So what will come here? A comma, a semicolon, or nothing. Can you see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So let's answer. He told me to wait, but I did not. What will come in the blank here? A comma or a semicolon?
Comma.
A comma.
Comma.
Wonderful. The second one?
Comma.
Semicolon.
Semicolon, ma'am.
मैंने बताया था ना कि एक्स्ट्रा इंफॉर्मेशन है. That was Trisha. So my friend क्या है? That is extra information about Trisha. Yes. So
Yes,
we
ma'am.
can just a comma can do the work there.
My friend.
है ना? He could not. So that was Trisha. अच्छा हम बोलेंगे भी तो. He told me to wait, but I didn't. That was Trisha. अब आप ऐसे ही तो एक उसमें सांस में नहीं बोल सकते. That was Trisha, my friend. That was Trisha, my friend. तो बोलने में भी वो पॉज आता है, इसलिए वहां पे कॉमा आ जाता है. मतलब it is. He couldn't afford the big house.
Semicolon.
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 Semicolon. The guests were Tom, an architect, Rachel, a doctor, and Bill, a dentist.
Yes, but Tom architect.
Architect, ma'am, यहाँ कुछ नहीं है.
Semicolon then
Nothing.
comma.
Semicolon.
Tom, an architect, semicolon, Rachel, a doctor, semicolon, and Bill, a dentist. क्यों यहाँ पे सेमीकोलन आ रहा है? क्योंकि हमारा ग्रुप ही चेंज हो गया. टॉम एन आर्किटेक्ट है ना, और रेचल और डॉक्टर दोनों के बीच में डिस्टिंक्शन है, बिकॉज टॉम इज एन आर्किटेक्ट, रेचल इज अ डॉक्टर, बिल इज अ डेंटिस्ट. सो ऑल थ्री बिलोंग टू डिफरेंट ग्रुप्स. And how do I compartmentalize these three different groups? So my semicolon would do that work for me. So I have to just put a semicolon there, and I know that these are the different groups. Okay? So the guests were German, French, and Italian.
Semicolon.
Comma, both.
Both are commas, ma'am.
Comma, French, comma.
यहाँ पे तो खाली comma will do ना. यहाँ पे there are no groups, just simple words, so we can just use the commas here.
Yes.
He didn't really laugh at them. He just smiled.
Semicolon.
Semicolon.
Yes, absolutely, because these are two independent clauses.
Clauses.
So there will be a semicolon.
Yes.
Okay? I like to read and I
Comma.
like to write
Comma.
as
It
well.
is comma, ma'am.
Comma. Yes, yes. He traveled to Frankfurt, Germany, Paris, France, and Barcelona, Spain.
Both are used commas, ma'am.
Frankfurt, Germany is one group.
Semicolon, both the spaces.
हाँ, semicolon. So, अच्छा, this second last sentence पे अगर आप जाएंगे, तो यहाँ पे है I like to read and I like to write as well, है ना? तो इसमें दो सब्जेक्ट हो गए. I like to read subject verb, I like to write subject verb.
यस मैम.
तो हमने यहाँ पे कॉमा ऐड किया. बट अगर मैं यहाँ पे एक ही सब्जेक्ट रखती, I like to read and write, then there would have been no comma.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yes.
I like to write. I like to teach. So I like to write semicolon. I like to teach, because these are the two independent clauses. अगर मैं इनको एक साथ क्लब कर दूं, I like to write and teach, then there is no provision for any punctuation mark there. So always remember, two subjects होने चाहिए, two verbs होने चाहिए. अगर one subject or two verbs है, then you cannot join. Then you cannot use a comma there. Okay? Yes? Now, comma or semicolon again. Another sentence. Another exercise. Choose whether a comma or a semicolon would be better to complete each sentence.
Bangalore, comma Manila,
Manila,
comma and Tokyo.
Tokyo.
Okay, wonderful. Is traveling to Bangalore, India, Manila, Philippines, Tokyo, Japan.
Traveling Bangalore.
Traveling to Bangalore, comma India, comma Manila,
India,
comma Philippines, comma Tokyo, comma Japan.
Semicolon after India.
Semicolon.
After India,
Semicolon.
semicolon.
इंडिया सेमीकोलन
हाँ, ये सब अलग अलग कंट्रीज हो गई ना, तो बैंगलोर कॉमा इंडिया
India,
then
semicolon, Manila, comma, Philippines, semicolon, Tokyo, comma,
हाँ
Japan.
Tokyo comma Japan. Yes. The sandwich choices were paneer, cheese, lettuce and tomato. ये चीज और लेटस के बीच में गैप है. It is not one word.
Paneer, comma, cheese, comma, lettuce, comma, and tomato.
Absolutely correct. The sandwich choices include tomato, paneer and lettuce, cheese, cucumber and lettuce, carrot, capsicum and cheese. अब ये इससे क्या समझ में आ रहा है? कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, तो आप इसको प्लीज थोड़ा अच्छा कर दीजिए सेंटेंस, so that we can understand.
Okay. The sandwich choices include tomato, comma, paneer, comma, and lettuce, semicolon, cheese, comma, cucumber, comma, and lettuce, semicolon, comma,
Carrot,
capsicum, comma, and cheese.
Absolutely correct. अब समझ में आ गया कि सेंटेंस क्या है. So see how the meaning changes with punctuation. So the flags were blue, aqua, and purple.
Blue, comma, aqua, comma, and purple.
There is no semicolon here.
No semicolon.
The shirts were red. The shirts were red, white, and blue, green, yellow, and white.
Red, comma, white, comma, and blue, semicolon, green, comma, yellow, comma, and white, semicolon,
white, purple,
purple, comma, yellow, comma, black.
हाँ, white के बाद semicolon.
Semicolon.
है ना? Good. Very good. So now, are we done with colon, semicolon and commas? Have we understood?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the function of a semicolon? What is the function of a comma? What's the difference between the usage of? Yes, wonderful. So now shall we go on to the usage of colon? Colon तो बहुत ही बेचारा सिंपल है, वो तो इन सब से अलग है, बड़ा easy to understand है. Can anybody tell me where is a colon used? Okay, जब हम एग्जाम्स में क्वेश्चंस देते हैं ना कि explain the
is used to
following
describe options.
options.
Yeah.
Similar words which
So
are coming together.
Items available.
So whenever we are talking about a list, like explain the following or illustrate the following or define the following के बाद बेचारा colon आता है, and then we say 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is the very, very prominent usage of colon, and so it illustrates, it introduces a list. So bring the following items or explain the following, then the colon is there. So this. When we talk about hour and minute, then between hour and minute भी तो बेचारा हमारा colon है ये. So that's the colon. Colon is just two, full stops, two together. Between two independent clauses, when the second one explains or expands the first. This is very important. तो हमने कल एक एक्सरसाइज की थी जहां पे अच्छा, I'll just get back to that. The sign was all too clear. Do not swim in this area. So that is very important. और कभी कभी हम उसी चीज को रीडिफाइन कर रहे हैं. The reaction of the audience was, just a minute, can you see this? I'll just read it out. The reaction of the audience signified one overwhelming feeling, and the name of that feeling, a positive is something in extra information. So when we are doing that, then there is a colon to define that. So colon is usually used to introduce lists, like I said, between the hour and minutes, and two independent clauses when the second clause is talking up, giving more information about the first clause. So these are the three important things we have to remember. So let's do an exercise. Are you ready for the exercise? Yes?
Yes.
So for each of the following, choose the sentence with the correct punctuation. I don't know the answers. You have to tell me the answers.
Ask for forgiveness. Granted it to you.
Ask for forgiveness.
Option B.
B is the option.
The first one is option B. Okay. In the second one,
B.
Option A.
A, ma'am.
option A. Yes. And the third one,
Second, I think, with the colon. No, the fourth one.
Ma'am, 4-1 is
D. D
वो
is
लेके
the
आया
correct
ना
option. Yes.
Third one.
D. And fourth
last,
one,
last is C. That's
Second one.
she said,
No. He said,
she
comma, inverted comma.
First.
first.
shed.
First.
No, first is
Third
First.
No, C.
third
C.
C.
रहेगा
C, ma'am.
C.
He said she loves.
C.
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 Colon क्यों आएगा?
I think.
Me.
She said she loved the
She
book,
loved
so
the
I
book,
gave it to
so I
her.
gave it to
She said, अगर ये two independent clauses को अगर join करेगा नहीं ये C is she loved the book. So I gave it to her. She said she loved the book, so I gave it to
B.
her.
B. B is correct, ma'am. B.
He said
B,
she loved the
B,
book. B.
correct.
Okay.
She said she loved the book, so I gave it to her. So B is the correct option. There is no need of putting the colon there. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Next.
Ma'am, in previous example, can comma come there? She said, comma, she loves the book.
Aha, she said she loved the book. Yes. No, she said she loved the book. She said that she loved the book. Actually, that is missing here. She said that she loved the book. So, otherwise, there is no punctuation there as such.
Okay.
The orchestra, which one is correct here? The orchestra, excluding the violin section, was not up to par. The
B, madam.
In A,
B.
is the correct option.
Which one is correct, madam?
The orchestra, excluding the violin section. So the orchestra was not up to par. Excluding the violin section is the extra information. So there it is separated with two commas. So it's the A is correct.
A.
In the second one,
and Seattle, Washington.
B.
your yes, huh?
B is correct.
D for Delhi is correct in the second one because San Francisco, comma California, then semicolon, and the somebody's mic is, I think, creating a little disturbance. So next, ABC. I need a few items at the store. It is the list. I need a few items at the
B.
store.
B,
Then
B.
the list is there. C is the correct option.
C, C.
For the last one,
Answer the phone.
B. C.
C is the correct
C.
option. So I will just repeat the answers. For the first one, A is the correct answer. For the second one, D is the correct answer. Third one, C is the correct option. And the fourth one is also C. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So now we come to full stop. Should always be used at the end of a sentence and it indicates that a point has been made and you're about to move on further. So बेचारा full stop हमारा बिल्कुल ज़्यादा confusion नहीं create करता है. Place me at the end of the sentence and I am happy. And you can also use full stop for abbreviations and as a decimal point. So that is important. Full stop is also known as period. Full stop, that's period. So it's ended there. That's important. So these are the usages of full stop. Preeti ma'am, shall we take a break now? Or all the participants, shall we continue or take a small break here?
Yes, ma'am.
You can
सबको
continue,
ब्रेक
ma'am.
कंटिन्यू करना है.
Continue करना है? So
Yes,
we
ma'am.
can continue
Participant.
whatever.
Yes, ma'am.
Huh? Shall we continue?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wonderful. That's very nice. So are we clear with commas, semicolons, colon, phrases, clauses, dependent clauses, independent clauses, all these terms? Yes? So getting a little clarity about all these? Yes or no? You can answer.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, that's wonderful. So now we are going to be doing question marks. Okay, question mark or exclamation mark. Where is an exclamation mark used? What is? So whenever अभी इसको exclamation mark तो I feel we are so using it so heavily in our WhatsApp messages or in communicating to each other, happy birthday, and then there are so many exclamation marks after that. So anything when we are joyous, when we are showing strong emotions, exclamation marks come to our rescue. So if I just say, hey, I'm happy, and full stop, that means, okay, I'm happy. But if I put an exclamation mark there, hey, I'm happy, that shows strong, strong emotion. So exclamation marks, oh, how sad is that? अब बेचारा खाली without exclamation mark भी आप लिख सकते हो. How sad is that? Just put a full stop there. But your emotion is going to be subdued there. आपका emotion उतना strongly आएगा नहीं. And how sad is that? With an exclamation mark, intensifies the feeling that you are expressing. So that is the work of the exclamation mark. You cannot use it much in your academic writing, but थोड़ा सा बेचारे के बारे में जान लीजिए because it is punctuation mark. So I'm not going to be spending too much time on it. It can be any, all the different kinds of emotions that we experience. It can be astonishment, it can be exasperation when we are really tired and fed up, big element of surprise, a small comment, sarcasm, humor, anything. When you want to express how you are feeling in a strong manner, your exclamation mark will do that for you. Otherwise, once we are sending a message to somebody, now there are so many emoticons also, but still the exclamation marks, they intensify, they accentuate whatever we are wanting to express. So you must have done it. So in any in not necessary, some people what they do, hey, alas, how sad, only with these words you can use exclamation marks. You can use them there, but it can be any feeling, any emotion, and just putting that mark there will intensify the emotion that you are trying to convey. Without it also, the emotion is going to be conveyed, but the intensity will be less. So हमारे exclamation mark को ज़्यादा importance ही मतलब इतनी है importance जो कि बहुत है. So that is all we have to remember. Now question mark is used for two functions. The first one is when we are asking a question that we all know, and the second one is when we are asking a question tag. Now, what is a question tag? That we must have already learnt in schools. Whenever we are ending the question with isn't it, aren't we, don't we, haven't we, won't we, all these are question tags. So आप question tags से अगर end कर रहे हैं तो it always will have a question mark at the end. So always remember your question marks, your exclamation marks, your full stop, like I shared, it has 3 functions. Your question mark has 2 functions. Your exclamation mark has 1 function. And if we are talking about direct and indirect speech, and if there is a question mark there, then it is replaced with a full stop when direct speech is converted to indirect speech. So that is, these are our other punctuation marks. Now we are coming to a very important punctuation mark, which is the apostrophe. So what do we know about the apostrophe? Can anybody tell me where do we use the apostrophe? So we have done the comma, we have done the semicolon, colon, exclamation, then full stop and question mark. Now we are coming to apostrophe. And apostrophe, usage of apostrophe is very, very interesting. Yeah, if somebody was answering, yes, where do we use the apostrophe?
Apostrophe S is being used to tell that it belongs to the subject to what we are putting apostrophe.
It denotes possession, madam.
Absolutely, to show possession, and that's one usage. Yes, one use of apostrophe. And we also use apostrophe for short forms.
Yes.
We also use apostrophe for short forms. Now tell me, what's the difference between IT apostrophe S and ITS? Are they the same or is there a difference? Huh? Are both the same or is there a difference? Or suppose if I have to say, um, if I'm talking, yes, somebody wants to answer that question. Now, suppose if I'm talking about a city like Ahmedabad, and I say that Ahmedabad has 3 A's. How will I write 3 A's in plural? Or I'm talking about a number like 11,111. So how many ones are there in 11,111? There are 5 ones. So apostrophe comes to our rescue there. So this is what we are going to be learning here. So apostrophe, when a letter is, we want to make a short form, that's called contraction apostrophe. So we are going to do this course, can be written as we are going to do this course. To show time, again, our apostrophe is coming to our rescue. And to show possession, like it was already mentioned, a ship's captain, a doctor's clinic. So all these already there, we know that. But like I just shared, if we have to talk about single numbers, letter, or a digit, then we can use the apostrophe there. So there are 2 5 apostrophe S in 5 4 5 6 7. There are 3 A's in Ahmedabad. तो यहाँ पे हमें याद क्या रखना है? Only with a single letter or digit. अगर आपके डबल लेटर्स हो गए, जैसे CDs हो गया, तो CD में आप apostrophe नहीं लगाएंगे. You will write CD and S, small s, because CD will be capital and small s. But if there is a single letter, and you have to show the plural of that single letter, then you can use an apostrophe there. Is this clear?
Honorable. Honorable.
Huh?
Honorable.
So that is okay. Now next use is, can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, can you see this
Yes, madam.
also? Add an apostrophe. Now, let's understand where not to use the apostrophe, because I see many people using apostrophe the wrong way. So remember this rule. It is for only single letters and single digits जो हम apostrophe को यहाँ पे use कर रहे हैं. जहां अगर हमारे सिंगुलर नाउन्स हैं तो एस से पहले यूज करेंगे अपोस्ट्रोफी के साथ. जैसे हमने पोजेशन सर ने बताया कि पोजेशन के लिए अपोस्ट्रोफी और एस भी आता है. तो अगर सिंगुलर नाउन है तो गर्ल एंड अपोस्ट्रोफी एस. प्लूरल नाउन है तो एस के बाद. प्लूरल नाउन है but without S है तो children's park and singular ending in S after the S, Charles's house. ये जो मैं आपको examples दे रही हूँ, please understand this very thoroughly because I have seen many people making mistakes here. Many people. So क्या होता है कि चिल्ड्रंस पार्क, अब चिल्ड्रंस को सबने प्लूरल बना दिया जबकि इट इज चिल्ड्रन इज ऑलरेडी प्लूरल. वी कैन नॉट ऐड एन एस टू इट. It is added, apostrophe S is added to show possession, the school for children, so children's school, something belonging to them. So always stay very clear in where it is to be used correctly. So incorrect usage is not permitted anywhere. It's का जो मैंने आपको क्वेश्चन पूछा था, it's is a pronoun and it with an apostrophe is a contraction apostrophe. It's a short form of it is. Example, the cat hurt its leg and it is getting late. So be very careful about that. And don't use apostrophe to make plurals. I have read many books. Apostrophe is wrong. The second sentence is correct. I have read many books, so that's very important. अब आपके लिए exercise है ये. Where are we going to be using the apostrophe? Can you see the screen, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you ready for the exercise?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
so let's do
madam.
this exercise.
Yes, madam. Yes.
Okay. Yes, let's do this exercise.
Who's the party's candidates for vice president this year? After O, whose, WHO apostrophe S,
Hmm.
the
Parties.
parties, PARTY
Apostrophe
apostrophe
S.
S,
Hmm.
candidate.
Hmm.
President.
Hmm. Okay. The second one, absolutely correct. Both, I mean, perfect answer. Bilkul, bang on. The second one,
The fox had its right foreleg caught securely in the trap jaws.
Security.
traps.
Traps, jaws.
Trap,
Traps, TRAP.
apostrophe S. Yes, absolutely. Trap, apostrophe S.
Yes.
Our neighbor's car is an old Innova, and I told him the other day that It is just about to fall apart.
Neighbors, car, neighbors.
On neighbors and its. On
Yes,
neighbors and its.
Neighbors and its.
perfect.
See, this time we will have to begin writing. V
Will have
apostrophe double L.
V apostrophe double L.
We'll have to begin.
Absolutely.
Didn't you hear? Didn't apostrophe.
Didn't. Didn't है ma'am. N apostrophe T.
Apostrophe T.
Didn't.
Didn't you hear that there? THEY.
They are.
I'll leave it
They are
tomorrow.
they
Absolutely. They apostrophe are.
are
That's correct.
Whenever I think of tomorrow,
or I think of stories
Cinderella's
Cinderella.
Snow White's wicked
Cinderella.
witch.
Cinderella.
On Cinderella's
Cinderella.
And Snow White's,
Cinderella's
Cinderella's,
Cinderella's
and Snow
White's
White apostrophe S wicked stepmother. Absolutely correct. Perfect. So these are the answers. Who is the party's candidate for vice president this year? The fox had its right foreleg caught securely in the trap's jaws. Our neighbor's car is an old Innova, and I told him the other day it's just about to fall apart. It is. यहाँ पे there should have been another it is. So that's a mistake from my side. In 3 weeks' time, we will have to begin writing. Didn't you hear that they are leaving tomorrow? Whenever I think of the stories I read as a child, I remember Cinderella's glass slipper and Snow White's wicked stepmother. So that is apostrophe, and that is all that we had to cover for today. I will quickly do a review of what we have done because we have done quite a few things today. Just a minute. Do you know how many slides we have done today? More than 50. So there's so much of information that has been suddenly you've been bombarded with. So I'm just quickly reviewing. So we will do a quick review of what we have done, and then if there are any questions, please ask those questions. We can discuss that, and tomorrow we are going to be doing some more concepts. Quotation marks is very, very important, so we'll be doing that tomorrow. So shall we go for the review?
yes madam.
Or do you remember what we have done? Can somebody please summarize what we have done today?
First of all, simple sentence
हाँ,
कि कैसे होंगे,
Conjunctions.
कनेक्ट करेंगे सेंटेंस
Coordinating conjunction.
हाँ,
then example of paras
Coordinating conjunction
के बाद
coordinating conjunction
Coordinating conjunction.
then boys
clauses,
हाँ,
dependent clause, independent clause,
हाँ,
conjunctions,
yes,
Commas.
again, हाँ, commas,
conjunction
Semicolon.
conjunction
हाँ, semicolon, sub conjunctions, हाँ, हाँ,
coordinating conjunctions, yes,
yes, हाँ.
Then apostrophe exam.
short forms of
Adverbs
conjunctions
हाँ, conjunctive
non-boys and
adverb,
conjunctive adverbs,
फिर joining clauses,
हाँ, yes,
joining
yes,
clauses,
clauses
yes,
also.
joining clauses, then comma,
comma colon
semicolon, फिर कुछ
yes,
accidents, colon,
yes,
accidents, full
Full
stop,
stop.
apostrophe
apostrophe,
Apostrophe.
yes,
yes, apostrophe,
yes,
हाँ.
exclamation mark,
Yes, yes, exclamation.
Question mark.
Full stop.
question mark,
Last.
Question mark.
exclamation
Full stop.
mark.
Full stop.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful, very, very nice. Good, you remember everything we did. We started with the different kinds of
Phrases.
phrases.
Yes.
Then what's the difference between a phrase and a clause? Can you tell me, anybody tell me a difference between a phrase and a clause?
What? Yes.
Clause,
There is a
subject and a verb.
clause.
A clause has a subject and a verb, and a phrase
What about direct and indirect clause?
Not the subject.
phrase may not have subject and verb. It will definitely not have subject and verb. Sometimes it may have a subject or a verb. So it does not have subject and verb. At times it may have a subject and a verb. That is important to understand. And clauses will have uh, what would be, can you tell me a sentence with three clauses? Can anybody write a sentence in the chat box with three clauses?
Ma'am, he came, he saw, and he conquered. He came, he saw, he
Absolutely.
conquered.
Yes, that was Napoleon. So, and any other sentence which we can form just now? That's a correct sentence. Absolutely. Any other? So every time, suppose I had a lot of work to do today. I went to the college. I taught many students. So these are the three sentences and these are the three clauses. So if I keep on saying one independent clause, I got up in the morning, I went to the college, I taught many students, I had a lot of work to do, I ate my lunch somewhere out, I'm I reached home. So it'll become very, very monotonous. And nobody would be interested in knowing what we are wanting to express. So to bring some interest in what we are writing and what we are expressing, and to make it more attractive, we join clauses and we add some words here and there so that the monotony is broken. I eat fruit because it's healthy and easily available. Wonderful, wonderful. So that is, yes, very good sentence. So again, we cannot, अब अगर हम खाली बोलते I eat fruit, fruit is healthy and easily available, in Nagpur, we get oranges. Nagpur is known as the orange city. तो अब ये क्या हो रहा है? It will become very, very boring and on a similar pattern. So I can change it. I eat fruit because it's healthy and easily available. We are very fortunate that we get oranges, wonderful oranges in Nagpur, or delectable, delicious oranges in Nagpur. And because of such bumper orange crop, Nagpur is also known as the Orange City. Writing thesis can be difficult, but it can be learned if we take action now. Wonderful, very nice. So, what's happening? You are joining the clauses. Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Yes. So all these, you will, and how is this going to help you? Even when you are reading, you can be more conscious. How are phrases used? How are clauses combined? And how is that attributing to bringing about a variety in whatever the written matter is? तो जब आप उस तरीके से देखने लगते हो, एनालाइज करने लगते हो, your brain starts processing information in a different way. And then when you start to express yourself, whatever you have learned is going to be of extreme help to you, because it'll the brain will do the work for you. Sometimes we don't even know how does it happen, how does it take place. But because we have assimilated information in such a manner that it comes to our rescue every time we wish to do things in a new way, creative way, something more elaborate, more interesting. So, taking small steps can really lead us and show us how to make that, whatever presentation is, more effective and, of course, more powerful. So that was about joining clauses and why joining clauses are very, very important. And when you are joining clauses, so always remember that these phrases also come in between, but don't confuse them with clauses. So, like one clause sentence, two clause sentence, three clause sentence, you have already explained, given me examples so well, and dependent and independent clauses. So we know the difference now very well. What is the difference? This picture, this image, always keep this image with you. And it explains how this robot is in the process of getting ready, and so many tools and implements are required to keep it in shape. And still it's ready, but still not there, it's still dependent on so many factors. And the third one, when it is ready, complete, and a entity by itself, that is your independent sentence. So whenever you are writing, always make sure, is it conveying the thought that I actually wish to communicate? So is it standing independent? How can I make it better? How can I check for logical progression, everything in your writing? So, and for all that, like I always say, planning is very important. Otherwise words just go all over the place and nothing concrete actually comes out of it. So then we came up to conjunctions and the functions of conjunctions, then subordinating conjunctions, then the conjunctive adverbs, and then with all these conjunctions and linking words, how to join clauses. So this was how we learned the three ways. And then we learned about comma and how can comma be used. So in how many? So it can be used in lists and separating clauses, introductory words, when we are using adverbs. So what are adverbs? Adverbs tell us something about the verb, and they tell us how the action is done, how in the manner in which the action was done, where the action took place, why the action, I mean, all these answers, how, where, when. So finally I went to the beach. So usually, unfortunately, fortunately, luckily, ये जो ly वाले words होते हैं ना, these are all adverbs. So I mean, again, I cannot generalize that all are adverbs, but most of them are, because hard and hardly में बहुत difference है. Hard means difficult and hardly means बहुत कम. तो वो adverb में नहीं आता है. तो I mean, sometimes you cannot just say generalize everything, but broadly speaking. So then directly addressing someone, use a comma. Then elements in a full date, city and state. Quotation marks, remember this. This is very important. We are going to be doing this in detail tomorrow. So we have to be very, very clear with this. Separate negation. Okay. Again, if in the middle of the sentence I'm talking about not, nor, again, these are like conjunctions, so use a comma before that. Then we did this exercise. And semicolon, how is a semicolon used? Comma, semicolon, colon, exercise, exercise, full stop, question mark, exclamation mark, and apostrophe. Acha, please let me know if there are any apostrophe related questions. So I'm just writing here something. You have to do study hard, otherwise you will fail in exam. Very nice. इसमें अगर हम do को हटा दें तो भी sentence will stay correct. क्योंकि do भी verb हो गया, study भी verb हो गया, तो हमको दो verb को one after the other use करने की जरूरत नहीं है. You have to study hard, otherwise you will fail in exam. So thank you so much. ये आपका शायद typo हो गया होगा. That is why I think two verbs आ गया. But very good sentence. Very nice. So thank you so much for writing such wonderful sentences. And apostrophe ka I want to ask you, I'm writing something in the chat box. You can just give me the answer. So I'm writing, suppose I have to write Charles. I have to write this. What will be the correct answer? Please write in the chat box. Or this is James' house. I'm writing James. When it is single apostrophe, when it is a singular noun ending in apostrophe, so we do not use S after that. It will be like this. We don't have to use an S after that. It will be James apostrophe. It's understood that it is James's house. So that is, yes. So that is something we have to keep in mind. And another thing, is this correct word what I'm writing? I'm just writing something. Is this correct? What I've written?
No.
No, madam. No, madam.
Okay. And this people's, yes. And people's, नहीं, men's section में, men's section में, this is correct. It cannot be after S. It has to be before S. Or children's में, again, it cannot be after S. This is the correct answer. आपने इसे लिखा है सही answer. This is correct. This is, अगर आप इसके बाद लिखते हैं तो it is not correct. This is wrong. This is correct. This is correct. Children's, people's, yes. And because of this confusion, हम लोग people's बोलते रहते हैं. It is incorrect. The correct word is people. And when something belonging to the people, then it becomes people's movement, people's anger, or people's belongings. So that shows the apostrophe there. Otherwise, there is no word like people's. Plural में नहीं use कर सकते हम उसे. और अगर हम A's खाली single letter का करेंगे, this I have already told you. This is the plural of A. But अगर मेरे पास CD आ गया, तो CD को मैं ऐसे प्लूरल लिखूंगी because it is more than one letter. So 2 letters में CDs ऐसे आता है. Is it clear? Apostrophe का?
Yes, ma'am.
So remember, yes, and we cannot say ones be, twos be. अगर हम कर रहे हैं तो apostrophe s से plural बनेगा, but that is only for single letters. It is not applicable to letters which are 2 or more. Okay, so that is the rule we have to keep in mind. And another thing is it's. So remember this. There are 3 usages, and this I have already explained to you. This I have explained to you. In singular nouns before the s, तो जो मैंने आपको अभी example दिया था, Charles's house, James's house, हमको इसको break करने की जरूरत नहीं है. तो बस if remember, if the word is ending in s, it will be put after the S. That is a simple rule. And if it is not ending in S, put it before the S. Peoples can be used as something like Indian and Pakistan. No, no, no. Peoples cannot be used. Peoples is, see, person is a singular. And people is plural. So plural का plural नहीं बना सकते हम. People is not a singular. People is plural. So plural को हम plural कैसे बनाएंगे ना? Plural को plural नहीं बना सकते. Boys is already plural. Boys is. अब अगर something belonging to boys, तो उसको हम खाली ऐसे लिखेंगे. क्योंकि ऑलरेडी एस है एंड में, तो हम खाली बॉयज ऐसे लिखें. और अगर एस में नहीं एंड हो रहा है, देन वी विल जस्ट राइट इट लाइक दिस. ओके, इज दिस मेकिंग एनी सेंस? If the word is ending in s, we don't have to add an extra s after that, just the apostrophe would do. But if it is not ending in s, then we have to add the apostrophe and the s. So books cover like this, and books covers. तो है ये थोड़ा, जितना हम इसको प्रैक्टिस करेंगे उतना we will become more clear about it. So that was it from my side for today. Any questions, please feel free to ask, and if anything more to be discussed, please let me know. Otherwise, Preeti?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so we have 5 minutes more, 10 minutes more.
Yes. If you have any query, friends, you can discuss with madam, or we will stop for the day. We will continue on tomorrow.
Yes. So when you are writing the sentences like in your, so tomorrow if anybody wishes to bring a small sample, 2 or 3 sentences which you have read somewhere or which you have just come across, we can just see here how to make it maybe thoda better. You have very, oh, so sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So above, which one is correct? Boys, books cover, books covers. All 3 are correct, what I have written here. And it is singular boy, then apostrophe will come, apostrophe and s will come. Boys, plural, then no s after that. So just remember, it is all a manipulation of s. So that is what we have to keep in mind. Yes. So if will somebody be bringing a piece of writing which we can discuss tomorrow, or shall I take out something from my khazana? I can do a little small piece of sample writing again tomorrow. But if you wish to discuss something from your side, कि मैम ये 2 sentences हैं, 3 sentences हैं, इनको कैसे are they going in a logical, coherent way, or we can make them, we can change them and do them in a different way. If you wish to ask something from your side, please, you are welcome to ask. Just 2 or 3 sentences we can do. Is anyone willing to do that for tomorrow? I don't think so. We will. So I will see. I will keep something ready first. Yes.
Someone is
Okay.
saying yes, madam.
Who is saying? Carol is saying.
Carol
So
is
Carol
saying.
will. Yes. So Carol, will you get? Can you provide us worksheets for more practice? Okay, so we have whatever we are actually, I have put all the worksheets on this. I mean, there are more
PPTs.
worksheets, but you will hardly get time to do those.
Ma'am, worksheets on
So,
what? Which topic?
exactly. Worksheets on which topic?
Because you have
Janki,
covered a lot of grammar portion. So, on which particular part do you want me to get sentences on?
yes.
Hello, am I audible? Hello, friends, am I audible?
Samples tomorrow. Few more examples we can do. We will do a quick revision and I will take up.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking. हेलो फ्रेंड्स, मेरी आवाज़ आ रही है क्या?
These are all for understanding.
प्रीति मैम अटेंडेंस लेंगे आप अभी?
नहीं, अभी मैंने
Hello.
अटेंडेंस मार्क कर ली। जी मैम, बोलिए।
थैंक यू मैम।
Yes. So we can do one more word division worksheet definitely tomorrow, if time permits, because there are many things which we have not covered till.
It will be helpful, it will be helpful for exam, ma'am. That's why.
Huh?
Because
What?
we have no time, ma'am. We have to do every day. We have to do study. That's why. So definitely it will be workful for our examination. That's why.
Yes, yes, definitely, definitely. We will do some more examples tomorrow for sure. And you will all do well in exams. You are already professors, you are teaching students, you are shaping lives. So I mean, I'm sure there's nothing to worry. You're going to do great.
Ma'am,
So
tomorrow also there will be 3 sessions, 2 to 5.
yes.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for helpful
Okay.
session, and you explained nicely, and a very basic thing you explained. Very nice.
Thank
you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Please take care. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you, madam. Thank you very
Thanks a lot,
much.
ma'am.
So much. Thank you. Thank you.
फ्रेंड्स, आप लोगों
Thank
के लिए
you.
कुछ इंस्ट्रक्शंस है, जस्ट बी अटेंटिव एवरीवन।
Thank you. Thank you.
ओके। हाँ फ्रेंड्स, आप लोगों में से कितने लोग बाहर गांव में हैं, अभी नागपुर में नहीं है, बाहर से जो अटेंड कर रहे हैं? है कोई ऐसे?
श्वेता गुप्ता।
ओके, तो जो लोग हाँ, यस यस, तो जो लोग बाहर से अटेंड कर रहे हैं नागपुर में जो लोग नहीं हैं, उनको एग्जाम देने के लिए नागपुर आना होगा 20 तारीख को। तो आप ऐसा रिजर्वेशन, तो ऐसे प्रोविजन करिए कि आप 20 तारीख को मॉर्निंग 8-9 बजे तक नागपुर में पहुंच जाने चाहिए, क्योंकि अपनी एग्जाम रहेगी 10:30 बजे से परीक्षा भवन में। तो तब तक आप लोग नागपुर में पहुंचे होने चाहिए। आर यू गेटिंग? आप वन डे प्रायर भी आ सकते हैं। 19 तारीख को ही आ जाइए, या तो फिर 20 को अगर आते हैं तो मॉर्निंग में पहुंचेंगे, ऐसा रिजर्वेशन करिए। ओके
मॅडम 11 वाजेपर्यंत चालू केलं तर नाही चालत का?
चालेल, आपण बघूया. 11 वाजेच ते चालू होतं. आपण थोडासा प्रायर टाइम देतो, कारण की तिथलं सेटअप व्हायला वेळ लागतो. तर तुम्ही 11 पर्यंत यायचा प्रयत्न करा.
ओके ओके मॅम, नो
ठीक
प्रॉब्लेम.
आहे.
मॅडम हे मधामध्ये एखादी नेटवर्क म्हणजे नेट वगैरे खतम झालं तर मग अटेंडन्सच्या वेळेस काही फरक
मी
पडत नाही?
रेकॉर्डेड पीपीटी पाठवते ना. काल जसे मी 3 व्हिडिओ पाठवले, तसे मी आजचे पण शेअर करेल. म्हणजे मधलं तुमचं काही मिस झालं असेल तर तुम्ही ते व्हिडिओज ऐकून कव्हर करू शकता.
नाही पण मॅडम शेवटी प्रेझेंटी वगैरे राहते तर
काही हरकत नाही त्याच्यात, काही फरक नाही पडत. ठीक आहे. आणि तुमचे सेमिनार्स राहतील आहे. मी टाइम टेबल लावते. आता उद्या फायनल टाइम टेबल डिस्प्ले होऊन जाईल सेमिनारचा. ते राहतील 17, 18, 19. संडे, मंडे, ट्यूजडे तुमचे सेमिनार्स राहतील.
मैम पीपीटी सबमिशन 14 तक के कर सकते हैं ना?
हाँ हाँ, मैं गूगल फॉर्म बनाती हूँ अभी, और शाम को मैं पोस्ट करती हूँ गूगल फॉर्म, तो उसमें आप लोग डाल दीजिए।
मैम 14 तक के सबमिट कर सकते हैं ना पीपीटी?
14 आज की क्या डेट है? 11 तारीख ना? 11 कर सकते हैं।
ओके
मैम
यस
मैम, जो फर्स्ट पेज आपने डाला हुआ है मॉडल साइट पर, इसलिए जो पीपीटी सबमिट करेंगे उसके लिए ही है क्या फर्स्ट पेज?
नहीं, रिपोर्ट के लिए है, रिपोर्ट के लिए।
अच्छा, जो बाद में सबमिट करना हो,
जो आपको जो बाद में सबमिट करना है ना, वो पीपीटी की फर्स्ट स्लाइड
20
हाँ, वो 28 तक सबमिट करना है। पीपीटी की फर्स्ट स्लाइड आप सिंपल टाइटल डालिए, आपका और गाइड का नाम डालिए, बस उतना डाला तो भी चलेगा।
ओके, क्योंकि मैम हमारा 2019 वाला रजिस्ट्रेशन है तो उतना वर्क नहीं है।
नहीं चलेगा ना, कोई सिनॉप्सिस ही प्रेजेंट करिए, लेकिन पहला पेज जो है पीपीटी का वो सिंपल रखा तो भी चलेगा।
ओके ओके मैम, ओके, थैंक यू।
Ma'am, on 18th, Shweta Gupta, I'm speaking.
हाँ.
I'll be in travel for seminar.
हाँ, तो आपका सब्जेक्ट कौन सा है?
कॉमर्स मैम।
18th 19th मतलब मैं आपकी सेमिनार 17th को रखूंगी मैडम, कॉमर्स वालों को।
ओके मैम।
आप पहले दे के फ्री हो जाइए, मतलब आप बाद में ट्रैवलिंग कर सकते हैं।
ओके मैम।
ठीक है
मैम पीपीटी प्रेजेंटेशन देना है क्या?
पीपीटी प्रेजेंटेशन देना है आपको, आपके तरफ से आप शेयर करेंगे पीपीटी।
ओके ओके
ठीक है,
ओके
चलिए।
मैडम पीपीटी 14 तक देना है ना?
हाँ, पीपीटी 14 तक सबमिट करना है। कहाँ पे सबमिट करना है वो फॉर्म में आज सेंड करूंगी, गूगल फॉर्म, वहां पे फाइल को अटैच करना है पीपीटी की। ओके
ओके
आप पीपीटी रेडी करके रखिए।
ओके मैम।
ओके चलिए, कल मिलेंगे 10:15।
वर्ड फाइल और नहीं, ये वर्ड फाइल और पीपीटी कैन बी सेम?
नो
समरी जो
पीपीटी जो है दैट इज इन द पॉइंटर्स फॉर्म, जो रिपोर्ट है वो टेक्स्ट फॉर्म में रहेगा। उसके पीपीटी के हैंडआउट्स नहीं सबमिट करेंगे, उसमें मार्क्स नहीं मिलेंगे। पीपीटी का इलैबोरेटिव फॉर्म वर्ड में आपको पैराग्राफ के फॉर्मेट में लिखना है, वो अपना रिपोर्ट रहेगा।
मतलब जो पीपीटी है उसका बड़ा वर्जन वो रिपोर्ट रहेगा।
वो रिपोर्ट रहेगा 15 से 20 पेजेस का।
15 से 20 पेज। और पीपीटी का कुछ ऐसा
नहीं, स्लाइड का लिमिटेशन नहीं है। 10 मिनट में आपका पीपीटी हो जाना चाहिए प्रेजेंट होके। स्लाइड्स आप कितनी भी रखिए, दैट डिपेंड्स अपॉन यू, बट 10 मिनट हो जाने के बाद वार्निंग बेल बजेगी, तब तक आपको वाइंड अप करना है। ठीक है, चलिए।
ओके मैडम, थैंक यू।
मैम जो अटेंडेंस नहीं ले रहे क्या आप?
नहीं, आज अटेंडेंस मैंने ऑनलाइन ही मार्क करी है। आपके जो नाम दिख रहे हैं ना मुझे, उसमें से मैंने मार्क की अटेंडेंस।
मैम यूनिट 4 में एक टॉपिक और यूनिट 5 में एक टॉपिक है। यूनिट 4 में है डिटेल्स अबाउट एस्थेटिक टेक्स्ट, और एक वर्कशीट है यूनिट 5 में जो डाउनलोड नहीं हो रहा है।
ठीक है
मैडम वो प्रॉब्लम,
वो एक्सेस के लिए कुछ बोल रहा है बट वो डाउनलोड नहीं हो रहा है। एक टेस्ट है और टेस्ट की कुछ कॉपी और एक है वर्कशीट है। यूनिट 5 में।
वो वर्कशीट अगर नहीं भी करते हैं ना आप तो भी चलेगा, वो ड्राइव में डाला हुआ है। मैडम का जो पीपीटी है ना वो ओपन हो
यस
गया
मैम।
है, तो वो पीपीटी
हाँ,
अच्छे से,
पीपीटी
हाँ
तो
वो
है।
पीपीटी अच्छे से
ओके,
करके रखिए।
ठीक है मैम।
और
ओके
वो जो वर्कशीट थी मैडम ने अभी जो आपसे कराई ना वही वर्कशीट्स है
जी।
वो।
ओ ठीक है मैम।
ठीक
ओके
है, ओके,
ओके मैम, थैंक
चलिए
यू।
चलिए, कल मिलते 10:15 बजे।
ओके मैम, बाय मैम।
बाय।
पीपीटी बनाने के लिए स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्मेट में है ना?
नहीं नहीं, नॉर्मल पीपीटी अपन जैसे बनाते हैं हमेशा वैसे ही बनाना है।
ओके मैम, थैंक यू।
ठीक है, चलिए बाय बाय।
ओके बाय 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 बाय।